I didn't get a chance to look at the scoring for that last question, so let's look at the scoring for part B. Notice they do exactly the same thing. They check the endpoints, 0 and at 8, and of course they gave us that value of 4. 0, they take the initial value, that's the value of 4, and they're adding the integral of f prime. And if you think about it, they gave you a derivative. If I want to know information about f and I have f prime, you would take the integral of that, right? From the starting point that they gave you at 8 back to the value that you want at 0. Okay, and notice they flipped the sign here to have it go from 0 to 8. And anyway, the absolute minimum value, notice they didn't list the x. You could say it occurs when x is equal to 0, but the lowest value is -8. All right, so let's take a look at the next question here. It says, on what intervals is f concave down and increasing? So again, don't spend a lot of time looking at the picture of the graph. Concave down, we need f double prime to be negative, right? And let's see, it says concave down and increasing, okay? If a function's increasing, that means the derivative is positive. Remember, they gave you the derivative. So all of these places here where this function is positive, these are all f prime values, okay? So the original function f is increasing all of these places that are above the x-axis here. The only place where f is not increasing is this little region here where the derivative is negative, okay? Where f prime is negative. So that's pretty easy, okay? Now we want to figure out where f double prime is negative. Remember, we already have f prime, so we're looking at the derivative of f prime. Okay, the derivative of the graph, we can tell the sign by looking at the slope, okay? And we want the derivative of f prime to be negative. That means we want the slope of f prime to be negative, okay? So notice slope of f prime is negative here between 0 and 1. The slope of f prime is negative here again between 3 and 4. And that's the only place where f prime is positive. So that means the original function is increasing. And the slope of f prime is negative, which means that function f is concave down. So let's look at their solution here. Notice f is concave down and increasing between 0 and 1 and 3 and 4 because, and look at their wording there, f prime is decreasing. So they're talking about the slope of f prime, and you could say that's f double prime. You could say something like f double prime is negative because f prime is decreasing is probably how I would state that. And f prime is positive on these intervals, okay? And we are up to a grand total of 6 points now if you've gotten those questions right. So if you got all that right, you're already at a 5 pace, and we still have the last part of this question to go. Good stuff.